Alex. Well, we've seen the medieval jousting. We've seen some of the sword fighting and some of the costumes. We're getting to the real hardware, where, in fact, I know I'm sort of dressed circa Logie's 1988, but on Sunday night, of course, is the real deal. I've got my outfit already organised, but I thought I'd use this for the after party. I think it's quite fetching myself. But the man who does all this, he's in fact a blacksmith. His name, Alex Schreibner. Good morning, Alex. Welcome. You kindly brought all your equipment along this morning. Blacksmithing, it's not something that sort of pops off the top of every trade list at TAFE these days.
Oh, it's still taught at TAFE these days. I just followed in the footsteps of my grandfather and his 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 grandfather.
Wow.
Oh, no, hang on, no, fathers. Only 6 generations.
Now, this is the anvil?
Yep, this is my London pattern anvil.
Okay, and what do you do with this? You've got something in your hand. So, for instance, how would you use this?
Well, I'm going to use the horn to help roll the edge of this leg harness.
Now, everything that we're seeing here today, how much of it have you made?
I've made the hammers. I've made this small Viking Age anvil.
Well, a whole bunch of stuff anyway.
Some stuff.
I mean, this is real, you're an industrial blacksmith, but this is real stuff. But besides all this fun stuff and, you know, the play acting and, you know, all the fun for this particular hobby, in terms of your real life, you've worked on some of the big movies like Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's right,
Tell
2
me
and 3.
What did you do with those? We'll see some examples of that on Vision at the moment, but what did you do there? I
made about 200 aluminium swords for the stunt work. And a handful of live blades for the close-up scenes, and got to design about 9 types of sword hilts.
Wow.
As well, which is
and
quite
also
exciting.
Highlander, you know,
Highlander 4.
Yeah, a whole series of those fab movies. Again, what did you make in Highlander? Again,
it was swords, working to others' designs, manufacturing sword hilts and blades. A lot of blades.
A lot of blades.
A lot of blades.
Now, obviously, it's hot and heavy work. Where do you start? If you're forging a sword, where do you start?
Okay, well, firstly, I'd start off with a piece of spring steel bar.
Yeah.
I'd warm it up in my gas forge. In the good old days, they used to use coal forges or charcoal forges. This is just a little bit kinder to the environment. I heat it up to about 1,100 degrees and take it over onto my anvil, my large hammer.
Yep.
And basically
while
make
it's still
it
hot?
while it's very hot.
Very hot.
Very hot.
Ooh.
And hammer it into shape.
Excellent. I guess over the years things have changed quite dramatically, but this all looks so authentic.
Well, there's a bit of an example. This is a modern French pattern hammer.
Yeah.
And this is the Viking equivalent from the year 1000 or so. So you can see there's not much has changed. We still use a peen and we still use a face.
Now see these pieces of equipment over here?
Yes, there's this is the beginnings of a leg harness.
All of this that you're using now?
Well, this is one I'm actually building at the moment. So,
how many hours goes into one piece like that?
This particular one there, the front of this took a day. And that's raised in one piece. It's
a huge hobby. How many people around the world get involved in all this?
Well, I know in Australia, I heard that there's about 4,000 reenactors, but that includes light horse and later period reenactors.
Wow.
But around the world.
Michelle, Rod, just come in here a little bit and maybe our merry men can come forward. Come over this way because we're about to wrap this up, but listen, well done. How many people in Australia get involved in this hobby, do you think?
In the jousting, in Australia, we've probably got about 20 people that ride and maybe 15 or so on foot.
And as you said, there's a lot of people who get involved. And the sword fighting, tell me, Kirk, how many people get involved in this reenactment, sword fighting, etc.?
Quite a few. There's about 2,000 Australia-wide in different groups around Australia, little pockets of groups here and there, but it's quite worldwide these days, but in Australia there's probably about 2,000 people.
Wow. And Alex, so that keeps you pretty busy?
It does keep me very busy.
Is this what you do for a living and making stuff for movies?
That's right.
Way to go. Well, listen, just give me this little thing here. So I just reckon I'm all set for Sunday night. It's going to be working for me. I think you've shown me something nobody else is actually going to have access to on Sunday night. So I'm very, very happy. A little bit of a demo just as we go. I'd like to see a bit of sword fighting, please. Just pretend it's midnight at the Crown Hotel. Everybody's been locked in and you've all had a little bit too much of the old ale during the evening and you didn't like the person who won the other Logie. There you go. Go for it, people. There you go, medieval times. Alex, thank you very much. Michelle and Rod, we do appreciate your time. Okay, we've got more coming up on our last Friday before Logies. We've got fashion, we've got food, we've got palm reading. But after this break, the latest movie with Kathy McCabe.